Hello, welcome to Broker Brains. I'm Shanna with Cascadian Northwest.
I'm Andy Costello with Venture Commercial Real Estate.
Today we were going to talk about education, specifically continuing education within the real estate industry.
Yes, we all, whether you're licensed in Oregon and or Washington, have requirements to make sure that we're getting our required hours as part of our license renewal.
And I think anywhere in the country is probably every state has some kind of continuing education, and not just real estate.
No.
I mean, a lot of jobs do.
Yeah, and industries, insurance, financial advising, and all of that. And so we were kind of talking as we were brainstorming for topics about how agents should be working on their what they should be doing for continuing education versus what some people do, which is, oh crap, my license needs to be renewed in 2 weeks, and I'm just going to sign up for some class and just click through the online, run down the clock, take the quizzes, and get the hours.
Yeah.
Versus what would behoove them.
Yeah, like if you could just have like the tiniest bit of a mindset shift, and you have to get the continuing education hours. For us, it's 30 every 2 years. Mandatory. There is no way around it. Can you look at that as an opportunity to learn something, as opposed to as a huge burden to knock out as fast as you can to renew your license? Because you're spending the money anyway.
Right.
So why not find something in the industry that you want to learn more about and pursue it?
Yeah.
Like that seems really simple to me. But given, if I had unlimited funds, I would probably have a PhD, because I would just stay in school all the time. I love learning new things.
Yeah.
And so I really try to encourage the people that I work with to not get in that trap of wait till the last minute, knock it out, breathe a sigh of relief, and move on. Like, learn something. There's so much to learn in this industry.
And whether you're on the commercial side like myself or on the residential side, there's always designations that you could pursue. And even whether you never take that test to get that ultimate designation or pay into that professional association, even if you're taking the hours under those guises to learn something, and maybe getting that designation, which might help you either with referrals or improve your education.
Or if you're just one of those people who likes the alphabet soup behind your name, it's real estate. You can get a lot of alphabet soup behind your name if you want it.
Yeah.
But take the opportunity to actually learn something that helps propel your career. And I think, like, I talk to people, and when I say that, it's like,
yeah,
like, really?
Yeah.
I saw a hack. It was on, I guess it was TikTok, or it might have been a reel. And it was how to get through your continuing education hours. And if you're not in real estate, most of the hours that we have to get, if you do an online program, you have to be engaged in the program. Like, you can't just say, oh, I did it, and take the test. You have to actually show the hours logged into the program. And this was somebody with their laptop and their mouse and a string tied around their mouse, and the mouse was attached to an oscillating fan. And so as the fan moved, the mouse swayed so that the computer didn't shut down and kick them out.
Interesting.
And that's what they were doing for continuing education hours.
Fascinating. That reminds me of like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Right.
Like, with the ribbon tied to the door handle. And interesting. Yeah, that's creative.
Yeah, and I think that's creative. And I think maybe not to that extent with a fan, but I think I know a lot of people personally who knock out their hours that exact same way.
Yes.
Just sitting there jiggling.
Right.
I've done it myself. I'm not going to lie. I've been in previous years where I was like, oh, I've got to renew.
Yes.
But I've kind of changed that into, I've got to pay for it anyway. So I want to go learn something. And so it's just a matter of like exploring those opportunities of what is out there that you can dig into. It's easy to find out. You go on the Department of Licensing website, and they've got it there for you. Here's every provider in the state that we recognize.
Well, even if you want to take like Annie Fitzsimmons when she's on her statewide tour doing things about like the legal, how to write like a lawyer without being a lawyer. And in Oregon, all the title companies, they're able to offer CEUs for free. So there are tons of options. If
tons of free options.
Spend, 10, 15 minutes either contacting a title company or your favorite title company to get those lists.
You just get on their email blast.
Right.
I get 5 a day.
Yeah, and I'm not a good online learner. I mean, I know it's what we've had to do to get our licenses as managing and principal brokers. And so, I will slog through that, but I love in-person stuff. And it's also a great way to meet other people in the industry.
It's a networking opportunity.
It's a total networking opportunity to, learn from them, hear about what their challenges are, understanding what's going on, their perspective of the market. Like it's, and most agents do like to talk to people. I think you and I are introverted extroverts where we like to recharge at home too. But, I do like to learn from other people. So I think that it's a great opportunity to also maybe, meet somebody that you might be on the other side of a table on a deal sometime.
And I think that that's really important too. Like you can deep dive into one of these designations. Like I'm just going to use the first one that I know that I can say right, which is SRES, Senior Real Estate Specialist. And probably somebody's going to be like, you got that wrong. But SRES. So you could do a deep dive, say, I'm going to do 30 hours on just how to best serve the senior community. That is time well spent.
Right.
You can say you're going to do that, sign up for the class, and then tie your mouse to the fan and go through that and get the credential. Worthless. Right. Worthless to your personal development and professional development. If that's what you're going to do, you're going to be better served going to 30 different title company meetings where you're not like focused on one topic. You get a little this, a little that. At least, just being out and in that networking opportunity and hearing from other people who do what you do, there's always a nugget. Like you always walk out of there learning something, even if it's from somebody who was not the presenter, who asked a question and it made you go, oh, wow, okay, I'm interested in that.
Yeah. So. I agree. I did a 40-hour class in Portland after COVID on commercial real estate. And there were a couple of guys in there I know I had called on listings before that didn't call me back. But now when I call them, because we've met in person, they call me back and they know I'm legit. And I think for some other brokers on my side of the business, they're like, oh, you took that class? That's good. Kind of gave me more credibility that I invested $1,500 in my own education. And then paid the extra to have the Oregon CEU and Washington. So that 40 hours was able to count for both states, which was super helpful, right?
Then you're good for 2 years.
Yes, good for 2 years, and that was good. So yeah, I think it's important to like use the time. If I'm not great on Instagram, I really should be finding a CEU class on Instagram. You might motivate me to go Google this and see if I can find something on that because
there's
every
a ton.
year,
social media is huge.
I know,
especially in Washington. Because in Washington, a class has to be a minimum of 3 hours in length, whereas in Oregon, you can do a 1-hour class. So if you find somebody, that's doing a social media class, Katie Lance, is that her name? You get into one of those for 3 hours, you're going to walk out with
She's
something.
been to Vancouver before. She's done 2-3-day classes, I think, and it was great. I learned a lot, actually, from her.
We just want to encourage people. You have to put the money and the time in. So just think about maybe using it to learn something this one time, this one time, and see how it goes.
And see how it can help your business.
So that's it for us. We would love to know how you feel about your continuing education. Pop into the comments and let us know if you are a take a class and learn something new kind of broker, or a shit, it's time to renew, let me hammer it out kind of broker.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And as always, we appreciate you watching this week. Take care of yourself. And if you can, someone else too. We'll see you